So I wanted to talk about how everything is made by someone. This is already been said many times, but and I don't want to be like extremely motivational or anything like that. But I just wanted to give my like little twists on this topic, so to like just get them out in the air. So first I wanted to talk about this quote by Steve Jobs that is like very very common. It even has like this AG quotes image with with it, yeah, with his face on it and everything. And it's that everything around you that you call life was made up by people that were no smarter than you, and you can change it. You can influence it. You can build your own things that other people use. So it's like basically everything is at grasp. If you try, you could grasp it. Basically, literally everything that is made by someone, right? If you're watching this on a computer, the computer was made by someone. Every bit, every layer on top is made by someone. Every organization that controls what the supply and demand of each component, everything was made by someone. Like in every step of the process, there is someone that is maybe a bit smarter than you, maybe a bit less, that maybe makes more money, maybe makes less money, but they are basically more or less about the same as you. This is like pretty motivational because it's like I can do anything. Also like pretty shitty because it's like if everyone can do it but I am not and I'm a loser right now, fuck, right? Shit. Fuck. But I could be doing better with my life, right? Or maybe you are the envy of someone else, I don't know. But yeah, it has like all its sides. It can be motivational on one side, it can also be sad if you look at it from another lens, many things. And this thought came to me while I was watching this podcast. Well, this thought has been kind of recurrent in my mind for a long time, right? But I got the inspiration to make this video right now and to talk about my thoughts on this because something that I see, well, overlooked, maybe not overlooked, but kind of overlooked, especially like in my country in Spain, is because I was watching this podcast by Chamath Palihapitiya, and this is a dude that in my IRL life, like day to day, he's pretty far away, right? He's literally far away in another country. He basically is like 20 years older than me. He is very rich. He's like a billionaire, right? It's like we are very different people, right? But I can watch what this dude has said for 2 hours to this other dude in my house, right? And the other side of the world. And that is pretty nice. And also, yeah, he was telling like a moving story. I have my comment on it here. Well, you can pause and read if you want, or if you don't, you don't need to do it. But yeah, basically, that this guy, I can basically read this emotional story about how this dude who was at a key moment on Facebook's history, because he's basically rich for I think other things or like other things plus Facebook, So he was, yeah, he's called the SPAC king because SPACs are like some kind of enterprise that I can't explain it. I can't explain it really well, but basically some kind of company that basically gets money really fast, but also is really risky or something like that. I don't know, but yeah, something on that end. But yeah, he's this Facebook exec, like a senior exec, an executive person on Facebook. So he was like kind of early-ish. Well, not early-ish maybe, but when it was expanding, when it was getting big, and he was like taking like these decisions on the product, on how Facebook was, right? And he has like insights on this type of stuff. So basically, is that he is a dude, right? He's just like he was born in India or something like that. No, he was born in Canada from Indian parents, and his parents like he had a rough childhood and stuff like that, right? But yeah, basically he's a human with his human parts, and he's a billionaire right now. So it's like I don't want everything is made by someone. You can be whatever you want to like immediately project to I can be rich if I want, because that is maybe not exactly the case, but something in this maybe you can't be rich, but you can learn by this dude who is rich, and that is already pretty interesting, right? Because Facebook is like this faceless entity, right? This big entity that is controlled by this dehumanized figure, which is Mark Zuckerberg, is always like dehumanized by the media, and he's called an alien in jest, I guess, but he's pretty dehumanized. Like he's like this billionaire from very far away, or maybe if you're from in the United States, he's the billionaire from here, but he's still one of those Silicon Valley elites, right, or something like that. But they are actually like people, right? And it's interesting, right? You can listen to like these people talking and stuff like that from the other side of the world, and I think that's nice, right? So yeah, my main point was about that, right? Was that not only is every physical object that you see made by someone made in collaboration by many someones, I would say, but also like these faceless entities that control everything are also made by someone, right? They are someone in the end. Like they get bigger than anyone else, but they are at the core someone's vision or someone's endeavor, or not individual endeavor. Like Facebook is literally just Mark. No, it's Mark and many other people, but they are people that are taking the decisions that maybe they go out of control or something like that. Same with FTX, like the FTX scandal from right now. It was made by someone. It was a series of chain decisions from this one dude and from this molecule of people and this, all this. Yeah, and regarding the FTX thing, and also another thing that is like hidden and that usually has like this opaque stuff, right? That you can't really know anything. This thread was basically some kind of open sourcing of dynamics. I mean, it's just like maybe it's common knowledge from some people or something like that. But I found it a nice read. It's like a nice reminder of what's going on, right? So it's basically how laws get passed and how lobbying works and how do you get your foot in the door and stuff like that. How FTX was able to like go hand to hand with these elites or something like that, right? And yeah, it's like a nice, interesting read. But it's like they are these dynamics that are basically just making a lunch event, right? Or hitting the Rolodex of some executives who have been in Washington DC, on that game for a long time, right? These revolving door dynamics, right? Everything is like that, right? Everything is people at the end of the day, right? Everything. So it's like you could be maybe this. I don't want it to take this. You could be too a lobbyist, right? Or you can do it too. You can grift your way into Washington if you can following these simple steps. It's not that, and they aren't necessarily simple steps, but it's like the possibility is there. The mechanisms aren't some kind of wooey type conspiracy, Bill Gates, World Economic Forum type shit, right? They are, in the World Economic Forum, there are people going who have, it's like the power dynamics aren't hidden. BlackRock or this kind of the people that where Kanye West talks about the Jews or something like that. It's like, I don't know. I mean, maybe they are Jewish and maybe it has something to do, but it's like they are the companies, right? the dudes have companies. It's more than that, right? It's like these companies aren't a secret. They have influence. So while these deals go behind closed doors and stuff like that, and then it is opaque. It is not like something that you cannot ever know, right? It is pretty straightforward in that sense. Well, not straightforward maybe, but you get what I mean, right? And yeah, that was basically it. I don't have any much more to say. So yeah, check out this 100 videos playlist and leave a comment if you have something to say about this. I don't know. well, maybe don't leave a comment. No, do it. If you have something to say it. But if you don't have anything to say, don't say it. Because right now I'm taking this approach of being more chill, right? When you make your first videos, you're always like, oh, what if it blows up, right? But right now I'm trying to like, no, this is not going to blow up. This is going to be in your archives. So it's like make something that you want to archive rather than make something that you want to blow up, right? It's like, I want this to be on my archive. This is what I think, more or less. These are like some kind of thoughts that could be expanded on from what I think about the fact that everything is made by someone, right? It's like I wanted to sprinkle on top of this Steve Jobs quote these feelings of, you know, the world being like that, and structures and like systems bigger than people's systems, right? I wanted to like merge those things. It's like how, because that is the contrast that you see with the code, right? When you see, for example, this book, right? This book, I could make a book, but then you go into the bookmaking process and you realize, oh fuck, to make a book, I need an editor, or maybe with self-publishing and stuff like that, or less. But if you want to print, if you want it printed, right? If you want your book printed, you then have to think, oh fuck, I need to either have enough money to pay myself some kind of edition, some like kind of blog, or I need to prove to someone that there is going to be demand. You know, you get into the economics and into the people, into the wider dynamics of shit, right? So I wanted to like sprinkle on top of the quote that is cool sounding and inspiring, some kind of my thoughts on how dynamics kind of play out, right? Yeah, basically that. So yeah, leave a comment or watch this series of videos if you want to. Well, actually, instead of leaving a comment, maybe just watch, because so you know more or less what I have to say about other topics. Not necessarily if you don't want to continue the conversation, because maybe they are not good videos for conversation. Maybe you can simply watch and yeah, hit me up on Twitter, DM me or anything if you have anything to say.